You know when you're vibe coding and you create an application, but then you launch it in a website or a mobile application and it absolutely breaks? It's because you don't know what Docker is. Docker is fundamentally a extremely important part of the workflow that you're not using because you're vibe coding, but I'm gonna teach you how to use it as simple as possible. Let's jump into Docker. Okay, Docker. What is Docker? Think of it like a fake environment that you can run your application from end to end and see if it works. So when you put it in a real environment, it works. So to put simply, what is a real environment in this context? The cloud, like GCP, AWS, Vercel. Like when you deploy it, that's the real environment. But everything you can do functionally within the app in a real environment, you can actually do on your laptop as well, like locally, like localhost 3000. If you know, you know. What is it? You've created a bunch of code files. I vibe coded. We use Docker, and specifically this code we can compartmentalize into a container. To be honest with you, this seems confusing, but in reality, all a container is just a bunch of code files. And then all these code files, makes your landing page for your website or makes your sign up page, whatever it is. These are all code files. What a container does is that it puts it into a nice little run environment. Therefore, you can take this code container and, let's say I put it over here in a different application like Cloudflare, or just say cloud, or I come over here and I run it on my laptop. This makes it so we can essentially package it very simply. Or to make it even simpler, you got a bunch of like real images. Like I took a bunch of pictures of the beach. I'm going to zip it. I'm gonna zip it into one zip file, right? Why do we do zip files? Because it compresses the information so it can effectively be opened and read by other applications easily. The advantage of this though, is that when you make a container like V1 of your application in this nice little compartment, you can run it on your laptop, amazing. You can run it in the cloud, amazing. And it just makes functionally software development so much easier. While the alternative to not using something like Docker is that you're testing in a real production environment or even QA, or to put simpler, like Thumbnail.com, I'm testing here, but in reality, I could do the same test to make sure it works in a Docker environment. And just for an example of like what's a good Docker application, literally just type in docker.com. This is extremely free, a lot of value here. I'm not sponsored by docker.com. You want to sponsor me, Docker? Big whale, love whale. What it does. So we call these images, think of images, like if you're familiar with GitHub, like versions. So the idea is like I made a container, it's image 1.0 or image 1.2. These are essentially screenshots of time of whatever your application do. To put simply, you have a landing page. The header right now says like amazing recipe app. You created the entire image, but then you created changes later on. And now it says amazing recipe app for cooks. That for cooks part makes the second image. They give it like saving a checkpoint in a video game. That's all an image is. But then what a container does is it'll take this image and make it a very isolated process to run a copy of it in any environment like described before. And then with this container process and you push an image, it creates like a registry, which allows you to, as you can see, we have 3 containers, which means we have 3 types of images or 3 past images, 3 versions, everything of this nature. Let's see it in action. So this is a specific type of environment where this is a Docker file, right? This is what makes the container. With a Docker file, you can then build the image. These are terms you can use in your AI chat, so then you can get more context of how to do this. You'll have to install maybe relevant dependencies. And as we know what a dependency is just more code downloaded locally on your computer to run specific actions. For example, I want to monetize my application with Stripe. You're going to install Stripe dependency into your application so it can run the code. It just gives you more ability, okay? So Docker, you're going to have to install dependencies for, which you probably already know. And if you don't, just talk to an AI chat. And then to run said container, right? We're running the application in this siloed environment. We can do this. And this is where it's very important for y'all to understand. On your laptop, like physical laptop with no internet connection, you can run this container on a server in the cloud, right? The real use case, and the reason I'm making this video so you can understand what Docker is as simple as possible, is that you're familiar with development when it comes to like, oh my gosh, I just created this super cool website and my friend can't access it because of localhost 3000, because it's literally just a code file being ran on your computer that, your friend don't have that code file. Okay. So they're just getting localhost 3000. This is like the front end version of Docker. I want you to think of Docker though, like the back end version. So you do like some type of local API endpoint. The AI chat will make it for you. Okay. But it'll run your entire back end processes in this container image that, come over here, just go over here. Okay. This is the container. Make it look like a container. It'll run your entire back end flow in a local environment, therefore allowing you to test things that are like backend functions like authentication, like that one execution of a function all locally, which you can probably think in your head is extremely valuable, because alternatively, if you didn't use something like Docker and you wanted to test an action, like a backend action, there's things like Firebase emulator, like there's native things like that when it comes to specific products, but most products don't maybe have a Firebase emulator. Therefore, we use something like Docker to run backend actions specifically on our computer. And then the advantage is that if it works here, it's basically like a 99% chance it'll probably work in the cloud as well. There's nuance, but for the most part, that's kind of the connection we're making there. So who cares? Basically everyone, right? Anyone that does real practice of software development, you're going to care about this. Most companies use something like a container as it's a good standard practice to make multiple versions of the application. I mean, this sounds similar to GitHub when it comes to version control, right? But this might be like container and image control. But the idea here is that if you're creating a real application, this is actually extremely valuable as well for AI agents. Specifically, I know Cursor has it, and I assume all the other ones have it now. These are the containers or images that you create when you want to deploy a cloud agent where, let's say you want to open up a PR, solve a PR, you load in the cloud, your container via the GitHub connection, then you create the container, and then it has its own cloud environment where it will be able to do test, edit, and then send you videos on this. Am I talking too technical right now? Basically, Docker container is a fundamental piece in cloud agent deployment. So when you see people talk on X, like I deployed 20 agents, it's doing all this work, I'm cooking a steak and whatever, like that situation, this was your missing puzzle piece here. It's these container, it's the Docker. Learn. That's just about today's video, so make sure to do a like. And as you already know, these style videos, I'll see you in the next. They call me quite literally to explain one of the most fundamental pieces of software development, and you're probably the first time you're even hearing about it type of video.